Hey everybody, welcome to this hopefully short video about the Hercules DG400BB laptop stand. As you probably already know, there's a bit of an issue with this laptop stand where it rocks side to side. There's other videos on YouTube talking about this, and if you read through the reviews you will find they are a little bit mixed. And it's mainly because of this wobble issue. It only affects the version 2, which the version 2 has these rubber wedges, a couple of other minor differences, but that's the main difference that you can see. But for some reason they must have changed something in this bottom area that causes it to wobble. I ordered what I thought was the old version based on the photographs on Amazon, but what I received was the new version, so I've had to figure out how to fix it. So I'll explain to you basically a little bit about what the problem is and how to fix it. The problem is not that these legs are not level or bent in any way. A lot of people assume that must be the case and start trying to bend these legs, and you're just going to make the problem worse probably. The problem is the way that these parts are put together. You'll already know that this opens up and closes like a pair of scissors, and it's held together by this screw here. The bottom plate is simply the left leg, this circle, and the right foot. The top half is everything, including this leg, this foot, and all of this that's connected to it. When I first had a look at this, I was trying to figure out where the movement was coming from. I looked quite carefully in from the side here, and this very thin line is where these two plates come together. You could actually see a gap, and this whole part here could rock slightly side to side, which translated into the whole top half moving like this, probably about 1.5 centimeters to 2, that way. Very, very small bit of movement there is amplified by the length of this into quite a big movement at the top. So that is the problem, that there was a gap, that these two weren't being held together tight enough. So I took this screw out the bottom and discovered that the screw is not actually putting any pressure onto this bottom plate at all. There's no friction between this screw and this plate. It's simply a retaining screw. It actually tightens up against a little collar inside, which is part of this top plate. So all I've done is put a washer in there. So now when you tighten this up, it's actually forcing these two together. Before you put the washer in, it doesn't matter how tight you get this screw, these two plates can still move quite freely. So put a small washer in there. You want to make sure the washer's not too thick so the screw doesn't stick out too much. You can get away with it sticking out a little bit because these feet are a couple of mil thick. And you don't want to over tighten it because then you'll never be able to open and close these, but you want it to be tight enough. So now the top and the bottom half are actually being pulled together by that screw now, and this bit cannot move independently of this bit. And you will see, no matter what position I put this in, it cannot move. Absolutely rock solid. If you do find after putting that washer in and after these are nice and tight that you have a bit of movement, then maybe consider ever so slightly bending these legs until you get it to sit flat. But until you put that washer in there, there's no point bending these because you've still got movement in that centre section there. So there you go. That fixes the main problem. The only other source of movement on this laptop stand is because of these height adjustable positions. So you've got this kind of, from the side it's like a claw, and it sits onto these little lips here. If you just lift it up, allow it to slide down and lock it into place. Now, the way it slides up and down is you have a screw in each side with a washer. The washer runs up and down in this channel. Same as the bottom screw, no matter how much you tighten this, it will not pull that washer in towards the centre. These are as tight as they go, and that's not how this is put together. That won't achieve anything. The problem, I say problem, a very small amount of movement comes from simply this gap here and this gap here. So I don't think many people will use this laptop stand at its highest setting. I plan to use it at the medium setting. That's plenty high enough. I use it in a mobile disco booth. I don't want my laptop up the top where it could potentially be flung over onto the dance floor. I want to keep it safe, so this is the height setting that I'm going to use, and at that height setting you have a good 3-4 inches overlap from there to there, down there, down there. So all I'm going to do, and if I can just loosen that off, just to show you, I'm going to get some reasonably thick vinyl tape. I say thick, it's only going to be 2 or 3 sheets of paper thickness, and I'm going to put a strip down each side, and then when that locates into there, it's just going to have a little bit of a gap filler down each side, which will stop that movement being possible. I must say though that when the laptop's actually on there and you've got the weight acting down across this quite wide area there, there's not a lot of rocking at all. It's only if you really kind of knock it that you'll get any movement at all. So as you can see, 15-inch MacBook with an incredibly dirty screen. It's not the lightest laptop in the world. It's on there, and this is a wobbly table. The stand isn't going anywhere. It's really good. So that's pretty much it. I hope this has helped, because I think some of the reviews out there will put a lot of people buying this laptop stand. It's nowhere near as expensive as some of the other stands out there, but you know, £55–60 isn't cheap either, so you're not going to buy it if it's not going to work properly. I would say buy it, because with that washer in there, I am so happy with this. It's absolutely amazing. If you order it, you're going to get the new version, chances are. So you're going to have to be prepared to do a little bit of a fix. Once you do though, it's really good. The other thing I'm going to say is, for people that use an external hard drive or sound card, it would be handy to have a shelf like some of the other laptop stands do. That was the only downside of this one, but I did go for the design and the extra sturdiness over the option of having a shelf. If anyone out there can design 3D printed parts. If you can make a little shelf that will utilise one of these spare slots to hold a hard drive, please give it a go and leave a comment or a link to your video of how that goes, because I'd be really interested in one of those. And if someone wants to design and make me one and send that over to me, then that would be really, really appreciated. That's the only thing that this stand is potentially missing. Other than that, I think it's the best one you can buy, personally. Even though Hercules aren't known as being the best brand in the world, this thing is great. So I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.